Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and welcome to the precipice of the most exciting part of any crypto market cycle, the part where everything goes berserk. And yes, you listening really can become rich investing in crypto. But of course, only if you actually take profits during a bull run, which, as it turns out, is easier said than done. And if you're brand new to crypto, you might be thinking, what the heck are you talking about? But no, humans have this way of self-sabotaging when it comes to investments. You know, the sad truth is that most people do not make money during a bull run. Most do not. I mean, if most did, though, like that's like a non sequitur. Just think from a logical perspective. If there are a lot of people making outrageous sums of wealth, it's in terms of money flow, there's literally not enough money for that to happen to most people. So obviously, from a logical perspective, just think about it for just a second. That cannot happen. Most people do not make money during a bull run. You know, most people, frankly, are lucky to break even. But you know, just because most people won't do well, that doesn't mean there isn't real opportunity for you listening to this and for me. Like, I'm just a regular dude. There's nothing special about me. But I've been planning for this for over 6 years. It's taking diligence. It's taken time. And I think that this is finally going to be my cycle where I'm just going to sell pretty much everything, ideally, unless some sort of weird black swan event happens. But I think that this is the most empowering damn thing in the world when it comes to financial topics. Just regular, everyday people like you and me having the opportunity for life-changing wealth in relatively short periods of time. It just, in this burgeoning asset class, it just came out of nowhere. It's been forever since there was a new asset class. Yet here it is, and we're living amidst the advent of this. It's crazy. We are so fortunate to be living during this time period when all of this is unfolding. So I'm going to share with you some pitfalls that have been articulated from some people. And also I want to highlight, like, if you've been here, and I think it's true for most of you listening still, there are new people jumping on board, and if so, welcome. Glad to have you aboard. But I think most people listening right now in March 2024 have been here for a while. And so I'm hoping that most of you did prepare for what's about to come, because the most important time to be in crypto is actually during the bear market. So it's not to say there's not opportunity, even if this is your starting point. There is, but in terms of getting the greatest, multiplier effect on your investment, that's 2022. That's when that should have been done, and maybe parts of 2023. But before going further, I do want to be clear: I do not have a financial background of any kind. I'm not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. And by the way, at the time I'm recording this, it's 7:42 p.m. Central Time, Thursday, March 14th, 2024. And I just want to point out that Bitcoin just started moving up a little bit before I recorded this, around 7:20 p.m. So you guys are in the future. You know if this is going to be something that's sustainable. But this is a notable pitch after bottoming out earlier this afternoon around 2:45 p.m. Central Time, which is my time zone. So Bitcoin now at $72,295. Now, I talked about this more in length in my last video, so I'm not going to harp on it much here. But from what I'm seeing, just in case you hadn't been caught up to date here, most analysts are kind of on the fence here in terms of whether we have a continuation to the upside or we break to the downside. Although even if there's a break to the downside here, I can't find an analyst who thinks that, yep, it's the end of the world, time to go back to Bear Town. Let's just time travel back to 2022 and stay there forever as a bear. No, that's not what that's not what we're looking at here. We're looking at a continuation to the upside, even if there is a notable move to the downside and nothing goes up forever. But here's a post from chart analyst Nick Crypto Crusader, and he simply wrote, and this is just a little over an hour ago, 6:04 p.m. Why is everyone freaking out about price action? We are holding support levels on most altcoins, and even Bitcoin still looks good. And so I will agree with that. That is true. But I also just wanted to add, even if there's a break to the downside, there is no reason to have fear. There are not signals that we're at the top of a cycle, not even close. Here's a post from chart analyst Matthew Hyland. Here, I'll make this full screen. He said, just to make it clear, the only thing that matters for Bitcoin over the coming weeks is this week's weekly close. A close below $69,400 would look like rejection and likely lead to further correction. A close above clears the way for much higher prices. Either way, the weekly is very pivotal. Pivotal. I promise I can speak with my mouth words. It's the same as the weekly close a few weeks ago when we had to close above $49,000. We will see what happens due to being in a uptrend, the likelier outcome remains a continuation as it has for the past year plus. And I'd prefer to see that. I don't feel like I need to accumulate anything else. Maybe I'll get a wild hair and just be like, well, I got this excess cash, get some sort of multiplier on it. We're in a bull run, so maybe I'll do some stuff. But my bags are packed, son. Like my bags are definitely packed. But here's this post from chart analyst Credible Crypto this afternoon, 3:25 p.m. Central Time. Just a Bitcoin price chart in United States dollars. Local downside targets hit on most alts. I'm watching, so I'd like to see us bounce here on Bitcoin for one more push up before the real correction down. I will lock in gains on most alts if we get this leg up in anticipation of the correction that I think will follow. So just a heads up, and you can see what's on the screen here. You're talking about lower 60,000s should this come to pass. It's not a guarantee. He's not saying it's a guarantee. He thinks that is probable. And he has quite a hit rate. So just, if it happens in the coming days, weeks, whatever it is, just note that this is not the end of the world. These corrections happen in crypto. There's no need to freak out. I know it's more fun to see number go up, but when number goes down in bull run, I'll be shrugging it off because I understand that it doesn't mean a damn thing in terms of the opportunity for life-changing wealth in this bull run in 2024. There's also this post from Pharaoh X33, and he wrote, and this is fat. So I want to note, this is from November 14th, 2022. So this is right after the world ended. Remember when the world ended in November 2022, FTX collapsed? And then SBF, that cucumber-eating son of a bitch, his exchange was found to be a Ponzi scheme. Yeah, how about that? And I told you at the time, I was like, well, guys, this is a major capitulation event. I don't think the asset class is going away. I'm buying. And I publicly talked about all sorts of stuff that I was purchasing. In November of 2022 and more in December, I talked about it on my YouTube channel, on X. I did it. And so Pharaoh X33 was noting how far certain cryptocurrencies, including XRP, had gone down from their all-time high. And he was advising, hey, might be an opportunity. Here's what he wrote. Bitcoin, down 77% from all-time high. ETH, 76% down from all-time high. XRP, down 90% from all-time high. XDC, 88%. Quant, 77%. HBAR down 92% from all-time high. These are all buying levels. If prices drop lower, it won't be much. 75% to 90% is the average. We are way closer than many think. And so I believe that too. I didn't know for sure if that was the bottom, and I admitted that at the time. But I said, either way, it's a capitulation event, and if it goes lower, I'll be more enticed to buy. I will not be more enticed to sell, even though some people will panic sell. A lot of people panic sold. And so this is why I'm highlighting it. Like I said at the outset of the video, yes, you really can become rich. You can do it from this point. If you're starting right now, though, in March of 2024, it's a lot harder, and it's going to take a lot more capital if you want it done this market cycle. And for most people, I think that's out of reach. Not to say there isn't opportunity that's meaningful. There certainly is. I believe that. But look at the planning. And again, I talked about it at the time. I'm just highlighting this because this is the correct approach. The people that were buying back then, which is a ton of you listening, and I know that, and kudos to you, you're way up on those purchases, are you not? Right? And again, we're on the precipice of the most fun, crazy, insane part of this cycle. It's going to go ballistic from here. If history is to more or less repeat, right? It's going to go insane. So the everyday, this is why I keep saying, for the everyday person like you and me, this is where it's at. And really, frankly, it's not about Bitcoin. I don't care about Bitcoin. I mean, I hold it. I'm happy I have it, whatever. Holding it since 2017. The real fireworks are in altcoins. That's where the true opportunity for life-changing wealth can be achieved, in relatively short order, I would say. And then you can see January 29th of 2023, 2.5 months later, how are all these assets looking, he asked. Then November 6, 2023, 12 months later, look where we're at. Don't say I never warned you. December 20th, 2023, 13 months later, 2024 will be fireworks, enjoy. Spot on. Absolutely, and that's what we're seeing. And you don't know for sure what the timing will be, and I always admit, I don't know, but my conviction is that everything trends to the upside. And that's certainly been true for the over 6 years that I've been in crypto now. It just, the asset class goes, just have broad exposure, there you go. And that way you don't have to worry, oh, am I buying at a good time? What do you mean? Over what time period are you talking about? I mean, if it goes down tomorrow, you're going to feel like an idiot, but you shouldn't. Because it's trending upwards. For 15 years, the asset class has been trending upwards, and people were, is this a good time to buy? Well, fine. It sucks if you buy the top of a market cycle, but if you just spend like a set dollar figure, say, or whatever your fiat currency is, in set intervals over a prolonged period of time, even if you start buying at the most inopportune time, well, if you keep buying consistently, you'll buy at the most opportune time also, and then it comes out in the wash. This is not rocket science, folks. It's called dollar cost averaging. This is a meme that's funny. You should take a look at the screen if you're not driving or whatever. This is from chart analyst Blunts, and some of you, I'm sure, have seen this. It's funny. And this meme has been used for all sorts of purposes, but there's a picture of this guy, and he looks so happy, about to catch a ball. And then the guy's labeled me, and then the ball's labeled taking profits. So finally, crypto investor taking some profits. And then there's some guy in the next frame right below it says, grabs the guy that's about to grab the ball and says, but it could 10x. Now this is what I'm talking about. This is when I said earlier in the video, people are their own worst enemy. I think I said, people are sabotaging themselves. This is what I'm talking about. Do not try to hit the top. Just like a dollar cost average in, like scale out over a period of time. And you don't have as much time to scale out of your position as you had to scale in, because when stuff starts popping, it is typically short-lived. Those moves typically much shorter. Like all the greatest fireworks, it's like the grand finale. You ever seen fireworks in person? All of you have, right? The grand finale is short-lived, but it's the most exciting part. That's what we're talking about here. And so there's this post from Scott Melker, known as the Wolf of Wall Streets. And this resonated with me. It's exactly on this topic. It has to do with greed. Because we're going to have this opportunity, absolutely, for incredible gains this market cycle. Just by being here when most of the world isn't here. Like, you're on the cutting edge if you're listening to this. If you're here in March 2024, even if you just jumped in, like, seriously, I'll say again, congratulations and kudos. Glad to have you here. Because most humans are not here. It's something like 4 or 5% of humans have ever held any crypto at any point in time. And then for most altcoins, it's way less than 1%. Like even XRP, number 6 in market cap, I've said many times, by best estimates, it's way less than 1% of humans that have ever held XRP at any point in time. So if we're right about some of these, then think about that. And still, even if we're betting on a number of the wrong horses, like if you just have broad exposure, the asset class, like, it's like, in terms of dollar figure, it's going up, right? So here's what Scott Melker had to say, though. Most people will fail to actually make money in a bull market, especially in crypto. There are 2 main reasons. Number 1, greed. This is obvious. People will fail to sell their meme coins and garbage assets that have pumped because they think they can squeeze more gains, or they wrongfully assume price will never go down. New paradigm, super cycle, etc. Humans will human and fail to take profit. Yeah, spot on. And it's funny that when I saw that he wrote humans will human, because I've been saying recently, people gonna people. And it's exactly right. The human behavior that causes this volatility, that provides for us the opportunity for life-changing wealth in relatively short periods of time, that behavior is not going away. And that behavior preceded the existence of the cryptocurrency asset class. People were acting with this 100 years ago with the stock market. It's just that crypto is way more volatile and it moves faster, so there's much more opportunity, and it never sleeps. It trades 24/7. There are a number of reasons. But it's the same stupid-ass human behavior that results in this being an opportunity for those who don't behave like the masses. This is absolutely true. And you don't need necessarily crazy gains. In fact, there was a post I shared from, I can't remember who it was from, but whoever it was a chart analyst, I believe, and he just made the point, which resonated with me. He's like, even like the worst investors in crypto, like jumping into crypto right now, can easily get 5 to 10x gains. Now they're probably going to squander it if they're brand new, right? And so I made a video recently where I was like, hey, from here, like even if I just get a 5x, I'm good to go. And I think some people, I do want to mention this. There's some people I think misinterpreted what I meant by that. Like if I were brand new coming into crypto, depending on what amount of money I'm putting in, I'm probably not going to be thinking I'm set for life after a 5x. You know what I mean? But when I said I'm okay with a 5x or a 7x or a 10x from here, which I'll probably be willing to sell somewhere around that multiple from the current point. When I said that, that's because I was here in 2017. I bought Chainlink at 25 cents. What's it worth now? Actually, what is it worth now? Is it like 20 bucks or something? I remember the all-time high was like, I think it was like 50 bucks or something. I bought it at 25 cents. I bought Cardano at, I'd have to go check, but I think like 2 cents, 3 cents in 2017. It was something like that. What did it run to, like over $3? What is it now? Like 75 cents or something? You know, I bought Bitcoin at $6,500. So my multiple is way more than 5x. And I think that some people weren't picking up on that. And maybe it's my fault. Maybe I didn't explain what I meant sufficiently. That could be the case too. But I just thought I'd clarify that real quick. Yeah, I'm going to, if I get a 5x from here, like I don't need to earn another penny my entire life because I've just been patient. I've also never cashed out into United States dollars, and I've explained why. And no, I didn't squander the previous, like I don't want to go too into depth of this because I just talked about it recently, but I did not squander the previous market cycles because my belief, my strong conviction was that like when we were close to the highs, I thought, yeah, this probably isn't going to go much further. But I looked at my crypto holdings and I'm like, is this what I want for my exit? Is this what I want for my life-changing wealth? And the answer for me at that point, especially with XRP not having run last market cycle, my answer was no. And so I thought, you know, even though it's probably going to go way down, I'll just be here for another market cycle, then that's fine. Because even though I thought that was going to happen, and I was right, that was my very strong suspicion. If I was wrong, I'd have a hard time living with myself, like squandering it after all those years and all that preparing, because the improbable, like imagine the improbable happened and I sold and then it did go up. Well, no, I'm not going to take that risk, which is why from the beginning in 2017, my whole deal was, even in 2017, I was like, this looks like a bubble. It's probably about to pop. I didn't sell because it wasn't going to be meaningful enough to me. But now here, third cycle coming up, my whole deal was like when this, you know, when I get to the point where it is sufficiently meaningful, then I will sell everything because my belief is that there will be more market cycles. This isn't some sort of flash in the pan. Like crypto's not going away. And so just having broad exposure over, even if it takes a number of market cycles, that's what I'm going to do. Like say I screw this up somehow, or I somehow get hacked, or who knows, there's a black swan event and we don't have an alt season, then I'll just wait for the next market cycle. And I will be an adult about that and I will be patient because I can't control that. But, you know, I wasn't going to risk selling, knowing it's not life-changing wealth, and then getting left behind in the event that the improbable happened. That was my thinking on that. So perhaps I wasn't clear enough when I made that video where I was talking about that. So I did think I'd just take a minute to explain a little bit more about what I meant. And then the Wolf of Wall Street, Scott Melker continued, and he said, the second reason that people fail to make money in bull markets is religious fervor. Now, I read this and I was like, yes, toxic Bitcoin maximalist. I was like, that's really who this is about. You don't see as much of this in the XRP community, but this is a good reason. Still, he said, this market is unique in that there is a religious belief that you can never sell anything, ever. It's easy for a billionaire to fire off a tweet about a store of value from the comfort of their yacht. The guilt associated with ever selling is something I have not seen in other markets. People will starve rather than disappoint the community by daring to sell. Don't let this be you. And so again, I think there's a lot of that in the toxic Bitcoin community. I don't really see that in the XRP community. I have seen comments like that. Well, you're never even going to have to sell your XRP. I'm like, well, I'm going to take my profit because I understand that when there's these big swings and it's a disparate proportion of my overall net worth, yeah, I'm going to sell that. I'm going to sell that crap. Like, not that it's actually crap, but I mean, maybe some of what I sell will be crap. But yeah, I'm going to get the hell out of that. And then when the market tanks, like, you know, happy to jump back in. I'm not going to be done with this. But yeah, some of these Bitcoiners are freaking crazy, though. So yeah, so, you know, all that to say, it has nothing to do with my conviction. Like, once I sell all of my XRP, which I have every intention of doing, it doesn't mean I think XRP won't persist. It's like, I'm here to make money. I'm not here to join some sort of cult. I'm here to make money, period. And if I finally am at a point where what my crypto, including XRP, is worth, if I know that if I just sell it, yeah, I'm done. Okay, I'm good. I'm going to wash my hands of that. And I'll still stay in the community, and then I'll wait for the market to crash and jump back in. And if I actually get left behind at that point, okay, well, what do you mean left behind? I already made my life-changing wealth. I won't even give a damn at that point. That's the point. That's why I went, this is my third cycle, and this is the reason that I've held, because this is the first time where I really believe I'm going to hit that point that I've been looking for. And that's pretty much it. And it's true for all of you. You guys have the same opportunity and same chances that I do. That's the empowering thing about this. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because if anything I say are right, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.